Unfortunately, how it shows over there is kind of. Let me, come on. This is just the difference between the formula and if there is any target value. In fact, I'm gonna call this. A lot of times, if I'm solving for an unknown, I'm gonna want to make that difference zero. Okay, but I'm kind of setting things up now. Now, I will also set up in a cell here. Let's call this right here. Uh, I'm going to combine these two cells. Let me see. My unknown. I'm going to combine these two cells as well. That's only for cosmetics. I don't have to combine them. Somehow, I want to be able to give the user what you want to call ability to pick the unknown. First, I'm going to pick my variables, okay, the inputs, and I'm going to give it a name. These are my inputs, or inputs, whatever, more informative. Okay. Now, there is something called data validation. In certain cells, you can force the user to be able to enter only certain kinds of things. Sometimes you want to prevent them to enter a negative number. Sometimes you will want to force them to pick from a list. This is one of the things we're going to do under Home tab, no, under Data tab. Right about here, there's something called Data Tools. Click on this one. It's called Data Validation. Okay. I want to allow a list. Okay. I don't want to ignore blank. I basically want to force the user to choose something. And I also wanted to show an in-cell drop-down box. And what is my source? Equals my inputs, the name of the named range you have. Now, as soon as I click on that cell, and let me make that a different color, because it's going to be an input. So I'm going to make that green and white. As soon as I click on that cell, Do you see that little arrow right next to the cell? Yeah, you should be able to see it. Even my old eyes can see it. If you click on that, exactly that list comes, right? So you pick that one. So from now on, I'm going to use that as my unknown. Since I'm going to need that, let's also give that a name. This is my unknown cell, my unknown. Right here, I'm going to get the address for that my unknown. Because I'm going to need that.
How did you learn all this?
All the time,
Just practicing?
practicing. Whenever I don't know something, I do search. Uh, since I already have it, sometimes I don't remember. I just go back to something I've done. Uh,
Like all those like codes and
practice. I've been using Excel since before PCs had a mouse. When Excel first came out, 1987, I think, PCs did not have a mouse. Maybe they did, some of them did. But, oh, okay. And we're going to kind of take that as given. Let's see. Copy. I'm going to explain you what that formula means. Okay. It kind of has two functions embedded. One of them is a match function. Uh, match function has three arguments. The third one is optional. The first argument is what are you looking for? The second argument is the list. And the third argument is kind of order of things, but zero is good enough. So I'm looking for my unknown. And the list that I have is called my inputs, I think. And then once you find the match, add basically 4 to it to get the row. Okay. The second function is the address function. If I say this is the row, this is the column, or this is the column, this is the row, give me the address. So it's D6. Let's see, is that D6? No, D7. Oh, because I had other things over there. So 4, no, 2, I'm sorry. I had an extra row in my previous sheet. No, I'm going to go to D7. 4. Okay. If you can see, if I pick APR, that's D5. That's precisely where I want to be, right? And The reason I need that, remember, if I go to data, what if analysis, goal seek, it's going to ask me three things. Set cell. Where is the cell that I'm going to make zero? It's right here. Okay. I'm going to give that a name too. To what value? Since that's a difference, I'm going to make that zero by changing what cell? My unknown. Okay. But since I'm going to make all that automatic, I want that information to be grabbed as soon as I change my unknown. And let's make that black and white.